And so you can put red or blue or green gels that they hook right on the end of this thing right here. And so, you know, it gives you a lot of creativity. So anyway, and this is another, this one was on the antenna of one of our cars.
How do you get those bugs? I mean, are you using something to attract them?
No, I just... No, I mean, I go and make, these bugs will basically pretty well stay there. If they don't, I just find one that will. And this is, yeah, it's just patience. This is a, actually this was before I had this. This was just a basic ring light, which is another great way to do it. But that's a little more flexible. This, my wife found it out on, or actually I found it in the garage. And I took it out on the back deck and photographed it.
So I've seen the ring light for Canon, and I didn't understand. In other words, you always want to use a flash for macro? Is that basically the deal?
I would. For most of it, I would, yeah.
Unless you just happen to be in direct sunlight?
Yeah, and then it's okay. I mean, it's not like you have to have one, but it expands your capability extensively.
Do you hand hold those, Greg?
Yeah, always hand hold it. And
What shutter speed do you?
probably 250. My flashes will sync at 250. I try to sync it at 250. And I'm not sure what this is. One of the doctors told me what it was, but I don't remember. But anyway, I work real hard during the week. I don't feel like going too far, so I usually just go out in my backyard or the botanical gardens and find some insects, and then I'm at the computer for 5 hours, so I don't know.
Do you just not use a tripod because you don't want to lug it around? Or
Yeah.
personal satisfaction thing?
No, I just hate lugging it around. I mean, my camera stuff, it's just something else to mess with, and it slows me down. And as long as I can do it like this, I will. I mean, if I get to where I have to, I will. I've got a real nice tripod, but I just, yeah. I thought about that myself, and I said, well, this is working, so I'm just going to keep doing it. This is a wasp that was underneath our mailbox, and thankfully it never bit the mailman, and let me, take some pictures of it. This is a Nikon ring light again. And I think a speed light off to the side.
Is that the true color of that wasp?
Yeah. Yeah, it is. And I'm not sure what kind of caterpillar this is. I think Richard told me. I mean, I knew that it was an interesting caterpillar. However, I didn't realize how interesting till I used a 105 macro lens to get 1-to-1 ratio. And there was a fair bit of Photoshop work in this, but. Huh? I did not touch it, but it actually during this process fell into my shoe and freaked me out.
Don't they sting?
I mean, it's, my wife said, watch it. Those things will sting you, and they're poisonous. Oh my God. Yeah. So right about the time I learned that, it fell into my shoe, and so I, got it out before anything bad happened.
In your backyard?
Yeah.
Where do you live? Next to CDC?
Before he inoculated.
No, just just outside of Hiram. It's in Paulding County. Wow. You go out in your backyard, I guarantee you will find this stuff. And this is another one, and I don't know what this guy is.
Now, did you Photoshop that particularly, or to get those colors in there?
No, this was a really bright red and green leaf. So I just put him on there, and he let me take his picture for a while, and then, got what I wanted and moved on. So, okay, you'll probably like these. There's a fly. There's a really big fly, and that's with a Nikon D2X, a 150 macro, and these things. A lot doing this. Okay, I'm getting near the end now. Okay, that's those are water droplets on a bottle of plastic water, and with some light in the background.
You didn't do anything especially weird in Photoshop?
No, it's actually a light calibration chart that's right behind it, and then there's one Nikon speed light into a reflector
What
kind
lens did you use for that?
a 105 millimeter macro lens, and it's probably just a little section like that. I did this at my desk at work, actually. I was testing out a speed light, and I looked through my water bottle, and I thought, what in the world? And then I got a camera out, and about 2 hours later, I thought, hey, this is kind of fun. So, I mean, I don't, have time. And so this is another offshoot of that project, and there are several Photoshop this one took a while, and I blended a few things together. And if I had some time, I'd gladly show you how I did that. And this is the same kind of thing with just a different, and I basically just used one of these and put it into a reflector, and then the bottle would be here and something would be in the background. And I didn't start out to do this. I just happened to look at my water bottle and said, wait a minute, I think I'm missing an opportunity.
You weren't on acid or anything then at the time?
No. No, it was actually there. I looked through the camera and thought, this is pretty neat. I kind of like this. And this is fun with Photoshop. This started out as just an ordinary kind of light. And this is a local musician. He wanted to have an interesting abstract background, so I put one in there for him and made his picture. And I think that's it.
For those of you who haven't seen the website yet, we've been working on an article about Greg, and I put it up there this morning, and actually this afternoon, I almost finished it, and when I go home, I've got a few more details here now. So there is a very lengthy article about Greg with some of his examples of the photos you've seen here tonight. We're still going to be perfecting that article for a little while, and it's probably going to attract some national attention eventually, because the way Google and the internet works. The article will appear in at least a couple of places. It might end up in the Chapel Hill News, or one of the local media will pick it up, because it pretty well defines or describes what we saw here tonight. If you get a chance, go to the Sweetwater Camera Club website and do some reading. It'll tell you it'll give you information about his equipment. We're going to put more information up there about his macro stuff and what kind of equipment he's using, and more examples of Greg's work. So I'd like to thank Greg for coming in here and showing us this.
Okay, well, thank you. Okay, sorry to gloss over the early part, but I haven't taught and stood in front of so many people in a while. I thought, wow, this is kind of strange. So, but thank you very much. I enjoyed it. I hope
We're going to get that back.
So.
You did good.
Okay, well, good.
Do you have a business card?